So it's early spring. The bees that we have here are the bees that didn't go to California, and so what we're going to do today is we're going to start with making our nukes. And so we use these bees that are left over, and we'll pull off some early nukes. What we'll do is today we're going to show you our favorite way of producing these nukes. What we like to do, got our nuke boxes, and inside we run with an in-frame feeder, and we'll set that here for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull 2 frames of brood and a frame of feed, and I need a hive pool. That would be good. We're going to take 2 frames and 2 frames of brood and a frame of feed. That'll go in the nuke. Now all of our boxes are set up for migratory beekeeping. That's our primary focus. Is we move the bees to California. The ones that didn't go to California stay here. We're in East Texas right now, and when the bees come back from California, we'll split them. The bees that come back and the bees that have stayed here will have already been split or made into nukes. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to kind of look at this colony and decide what we're going to do with it. So this has got some pollen, some brood, so some closed brood. That's not a bad looking little frame. And we're also looking for the queen, because what we're actually going to do is we're going to move all of this brood down, and when we walk away from this, depending on the size of the colony, this will be a single with 2 frames or 3 frames of brood. This is actually a really nice colony. And then we'll donate some of these if we need to one of the smaller colonies. And so this is a really, really nice colony. So this one has done well in the month since we sent the bees to California. This one has done really, really good. So you can see this is mostly pollen and brood. There's nice ring of honey. So anyway, so we're going to keep looking here. I think we're about the end of that. And so the bottom will probably have a little bit of open brood. And we'd like to find the queen, because I want to put her downstairs. This is all open brood here. This is a good frame to go in the nuke. You can see the open brood there. Yeah. And this is all honey. So we'll leave that there. And this will probably be all honey as well, or nectar. You can see they're bringing pollen in. See this gal right here? She's got a good load of pollen. we'll look over here real quick. This one doesn't have as much going on in it. We'll scrape all that off before it goes back in. A little bit of smoke. We don't want too much. We don't want the queen to run too much. She's down here. This is mostly pollen and nectar, so cows are over there making a bunch of noise. This is all pollen and nectar. Scratching against the trailer over there. Pollen and nectar. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set this box off in our bottom. On the bottom. Well, I'm going to throw my hive tool. And now we're going to go back through this and look for this queen again. She's going to be someplace here, and if we don't find her, we're just going to shake these down. I want to use this frame for my nuke. I'm going to shake this off, and that'll make sense in a minute. And I want one of these. It has a lot of closed brood on it. So we're going to shake that off. And those two will go in my nuke when I'm ready. And I'm going to want one with a pretty good amount of pollen. Gonna go here. That's got pollen on it. That's good. That's 2 frames. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save these 2, boost into another colony. I want to make sure my queen's not on here. And Gina, who's running this camera, is my queen finder. So I'm going to set this out for her to look at when we're all done. And if it's there, she'll find it. Oh, there she is right there.
Yes.
So, you see her, we mark her. I've lost her, there she is. So we're going to mark her right now. Just so when it comes time for later, she's marked. There she is. I'll put this one in, and I'll take this one out. And those 2 will be used to boost another colony. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild this. So these are my 2 for the nuke. And I have this, which I'm going to set right here. I'm going to take that has pollen and nectar. There's pollen and nectar. There's a little bit of pollen and nectar. And the empty space. And that's mostly empty. And there's my 8 frames. Okay, so I've got 2 frames of good brood and a queen. I've got some empty space and some feed. And that one I'm going to clean. This one's going to go back. We're going to shake the rest of these bees in here. Actually, I don't need to because we found the queen. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this excluder here. I'm going to put this on top. I'm going to leave one of these here. That one's empty. So now, these frames go up here. So what we want is we want a frame that's got, this is all open brood here, and this is all honey. This is all honey, so it's got a good honey store. That we're on a really good pollen flow right now. So I'm not super worried about the pollen as much as I'm worried about the the feed. So this one's got a good set of feed. Now you see what we've done. We put the queen down below an excluder. We put some open brood and closed brood above with some feed. And now this is ready for tomorrow morning. Those bees will move up onto the brood, and then tomorrow we'll come back early in the morning and we'll take those 3 frames and we'll put them into our nucleus colony. The rest of these frames will go into the box I've been sitting on, and they'll go on the truck. And we'll leave behind a single, which in about 3 weeks we'll be able to make another nuke from. And this goes on the truck, and this goes back so we can clean it. And that is our favorite way. Oh, and these we're going to save, and those are going to go into another colony that we need to boost. This goes here for tomorrow morning, and then when we come back, we take 3, put it in there, and we're done. And then this gets moved to another site. So some of these colonies, if you look at this one, these 2 frames came out. This was the top box, and you can just look at it and you can see there's not a huge population. So there'll be a lot of bees in about a week or 2, probably a week. They're starting to hatch out, and the population is going to grow. But right now, this colony really doesn't have enough bees to support making the nuke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to take 1 frame, and this is an open brood frame. And I'm going to take this frame and I'm going to use it on another colony that has more bees. And I'm going to take this top box off and leave this as a single and let the queen continue to work in this box. And in about 2 weeks, this box will be big enough to support another, to build another nuke from it. But right now, it's just not big enough. So we're going to drop this down to a single, and we're not going to pull a nuke off of this, and we're going to give this colony a little bit more time to grow. So what we're doing here is this is going to be brood that has come out of some of these. It's extra, and we'll work through the rest of this yard, and where we need it, we'll use it to make up nukes. In some cases, you know, some of these won't even be big enough, so some of these singles, as an example, may need a boost. We'll look at those as well before we're done. But that's kind of a process for us in making our nukes. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be back, and the process for tomorrow is fairly simple. All we do is we'll take this now. You can see that the bees are starting to collect up here, and we'll take these 3 frames and we'll just open them up, and they'll go straight in there. And then these nuke boxes will all go on the truck and they'll get moved, and we'll show you that. Okay, so these have had a couple of days, and so now what we're going to do, we're going to move them into one of our nuke boxes. So we just open, we take the 3 frames, well, sometimes, and we get moved over, just like that. 4th frame goes in, it goes on. The extra box comes off, excluder comes off, and the lid goes on. So we just run through the yard like that. We can usually be in and out pretty quick. And when these get moved to a new yard, they'll get a queen cell. Be left there to mate. In about 20 days, they'll be ready. And so that's how we like to do our our nuke boxes. So we'll just finish this yard, and it'll, like I said, it'll take us about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Just gonna run through it. Done. Okay, so some of these are a little bigger, so they had enough to support more than one nuke. This one needs a frame, so we're gonna make 2, and I've got a couple of them that actually would make more. And so this will make, this will make 3 or 2, and then I've got 3 on that one. So this one didn't get set up, so we have to put a comb in that, which we got on the truck. That's a pretty big single, so that's going to need a top here. Another box here in a little bit. Anyway, so I'm going to get a frame for that, and then we'll be done. So the final step for our producing of the Nucs, this one's a little small, is to put in our queen cells. And so it's still a little chilly, so we're going to put our queen cells in the center here. I know I've seen a lot of people put cells on top, and that's fine, and we do that actually quite a bit. But when it's still kind of chilly, I like to get the queen cell down in the brood nest, just to make sure it stays warm. And so, oop, I think I just broke that one. Oh, she's fine. So I like to get it down where it'll stay warm, where the cluster is, and that way we know that she's getting the amount of warmth that she needs in order to continue to develop and hatch. So and that's it. That's how we produce our Nucs. This one's a little small too. So let's see how this looks here. Yeah, it's a little small one. We'll see how this does. I don't know if it's going to make it. We'll give it a queen cell. We'll let that, let's do one more. Let's kind of see how some of these turned out pretty small. But we don't always see that in the morning when we're putting them together. This one's nice. So you can kind of see these on all the different seams there. So I'm happy with this one. So we'll take this frame out. And we'll put our cell down inside there. So we know there'll be bees up here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right there.